I've learned over the years, the way you truly create something amazing is to do it with other people.
The Product Discovery Workshop is a co-creation exercise that we run through with our clients. It really is an opportunity to bring everybody into one room and talk about the problem that they want to solve and figure out what is it that they want to put together out into the world and test with consumers to see if it's something that actually should exist.
We adapted this discovery workshop format from the Google Ventures style 5-day sprint format really out of necessity. After the pandemic, it was especially hard to gather teams for the full 5-day duration of the classically defined design sprint. And so we found by condensing it into one day, we were able to make the scheduling aspect more palatable, which has led to better outcomes. And we think we've curated the most impactful set of activities and really crammed them into this one intensive day. And the results have been really great.
So the greatest opportunity we're looking to solve with RADICL has always been empowering the individual.
I describe RADICL to others as a company that's really driven by this idea that every employee deserves to have a great experience at work.
The challenge that we set out to address in this workshop was to get a better understanding of what we call the work story in our product.
Opening up the day, we start with the challenge and key questions activity. This is really an opportunity for everyone to have a shared understanding of the opportunity space that we're trying to solve and really fill with our product.
Expert interviews are a chance for us to hear from people who either have expertise in the area we're studying or are maybe a user or an impacted party by this product that we're trying to create. And so it's a really great chance for us to get out of our own heads and really hear from people who can bring new insights into the problem we're trying to solve.
It's hard to resist just going right to naming solutions. And by this forced activity of how might we's, it really constrains the team to first name what are the goals, what are the problems to be solved, what are the opportunities that we can exploit. And so it's a really great way to help a team identify what really matters.
Midway through the day, we really try to focus the group on one key moment or select a target for the rest of the day. So we take some time to look at a journey map together, map those how might we statements to the different stages of that journey, and then ultimately pick that one key moment that we'll spend time thinking about solutions for.
The peer inspiration activity is where we get a chance to look at analogous products in the industry and really come up with a design library based on the things we like best about each of them. So I have this philosophy that there are very few new ideas in the world, so this activity actually fits really well into my worldview. We're borrowing from the best of what we can find out there and investing that into our product. The sketching activity was a chance. I'm an introvert, so this was a chance for me to kind of take everything, go back into my head and sort of push out all the best ideas that I had gathered. And at the conclusion of that, what I really like too is you see what everybody else has drawn. And so, some things end up being really similar, some things are really divergent, but collectively you've got a ton of great ideas that have come out of everybody's heads and all the things you've experienced throughout the day.
So at the end of the sketching process, then we have to go and evaluate, what's the best idea? And this is the beauty of everyone being on an equal footing together, all towards the same objective. So we're going through the process of kind of pros and cons of each of these things. Each sketcher kind of presents their idea. And then we vote, out of all the sketches, which one is the best foundational one, maybe the one to start with. And then what are some perhaps other ideas or innovations that came from some of the other sketches that we want to fold into that. So it's sort of hunting for the best kind of foundational idea and then being inspired from everyone else's work so we get to something that is the best idea that comes out of the team.
And I like that that activity sort of tries to balance both what's great but also the risks. As a product person, risks are always things that I'm thinking about, and so having a place to identify that and not just always live in idea land is great.
Coming out of that one-day workshop, it's an opportunity to take the sketches that we've created together and get them to a low to mid-fidelity prototype to get in front of actual consumers. We found that there's a lot of product teams that fall into this trap of getting really enveloped in their environment and thinking that they know exactly how it's going to land when it hits the market. And this is really us forcing an exercise here to ensure that people are taking that prototype and getting it in front of consumers to get real feedback and validation. Maybe there's some things that we fell in love with that aren't actually landing with the market. Gives us an opportunity to strip those out and really figure out what is providing the most value.
I would recommend Livefront's workshop to any organization that is serious about building a great product. So whether you're a startup or whether you're a large organization that's trying to come up with a breakthrough product or idea, there's just power in bringing your team and merging it with the Livefront team and working through this process to get to just a fantastic idea more quickly. And not just the idea, but getting into a rhythm of testing it and vetting it and leveraging the collective experience of not just your team, but again, your team merged with the Livefront team. So I feel like we get to sort of borrow a world-class team as we're doing our work, and there's just real power in that.
I was talking to our team this morning, and I said, can we all talk a little more about what the work story is now? And we all said, yeah.